Doomfist is broken, alright? I'm not even necessarily talking about his power level either. There are just a lot of things on him that do not work as intended or are kind of busted in their own ways. So Doomfist is a hero that a lot of people are calling OP. I personally am not, but there are some things I'd like to see possibly changed or even toned back on him that might be a little too powerful, as well as some things that just don't work as intended. The first thing being, when you're playing Doomfist, I'm sure we've all experienced it, the hitbox on his rocket punch is not only massive at times, but completely non-existent at others. I know for a fact, as someone who's been playing a lot of Doomfist, Rocket Punch will definitely sometimes hit people that you completely missed, and other times it feels like you go right through the enemy Reinhardt even though he wasn't moving the entire time. So in essence, his hit registration here is totally not good at all. I've seen a lot of people complaining about how it's too big, but I've honestly not seen many people complaining about how it just completely misses sometimes, which is probably an equally big problem. It's just as unfun for the Doomfist player when you know you should have hit someone with that ability and it seems like they go right through you on their screen and you don't. So that's an issue that is occurring. You may have noticed it, maybe not, but the hit registration on Rocket Punch is just something that needs to be reworked or redone. I imagine it actually probably was broken when they rechanged the way, you know, Charge from Reinhardt and Rocket Punch interact and all work. It was working fine before then, and now it seems to be completely off. So hopefully that's looked at and fixed. Now, while we're on the topic of Rocket Punch, there is something I do not like about it. And it's not even the fact that he can one-shot a hero every 4 seconds. That alone is pretty powerful, and that's what everyone is calling OP about him, but that's not actually what I think makes Doomfist too powerful. Like I said, I don't think he's too powerful, but if he was, here is why Doomfist is too powerful. Rocket Punch is too versatile. It's not that you can one-shot a new hero every 4 seconds, no. It's that when you can't one-shot a hero, you can turn around in like a 180 and completely get out of the situation with ease. Or you can do that same 180 if someone's coming up behind you and completely murk someone that came up and tried to actually get the drop on you. It doesn't seem fair. When you're charging Rocket Punch, the ability to turn in 360 degrees, I don't think is something that should be enabled. If you're committing to a Rocket Punch in a certain direction, there should be some sort of counterplay to it by moving out of the way at an angle or coming up behind Doomfist when he's charging his Rocket Punch. You shouldn't just be able to do a 180 and fly away or kill the Tracer that's about to pulse bomb you, because that's personally, in my opinion, not fair. What they should do is limit Rocket Punch to a certain angle, maybe like 35 degrees in either direction, or 45. Make it a 90-degree angle. 45 degrees in either direction he can turn without actually allowing him to do a 360. And if he wants to turn anymore, he's got to cancel the punch. This would allow Doomfist, this would make Doomfist a lot more skilled. Right now, you can just charge up a Rocket Punch randomly and hope someone moves within like 20 meters of you in any direction. If you have to actually angle and position your Rocket Punch properly and know that you might have to cancel it, it's going to really reduce the frustration surrounding it. So I think limiting the degrees that he can turn when he's charging up his Rocket Punch is something that should be considered. Furthermore, I think Rocket Punch should definitely make a lot more sound when you're using it. Like, honestly, I've been killed by it out of nowhere so many times. At his max range for Rocket Punch, I'm not even sure you can hear it. You definitely can't hear it when there's a lot going on in the game. You may be able to hear it if everything is quiet, but that's never the case. So basically, Doomfist can start his Rocket Punch at a range where you can basically not hear him and kill you with it. And furthermore, even if you're up close and the game is just loud and chaotic, there's a lot of the time where you can't hear him doing the zzz sound because it's pretty darn quiet. I think that volume needs to be toned up a lot. That way you get a warning when Rocket Punch is about to come. This combined with the possible limiting how much he can turn while he's charging his Rocket Punch, I think would make it much more of a skill-based ability that feels less spammy, a little bit harder to use, and would have some outplay, counterplay potential. Not just, oh, Doomfist is charging Rocket Punch, I am dead. And I think that's the only really balanced changes he needs. I personally think he's fine now, but since a lot of people seem to think he's OP, and his win rate is pretty high up above Diamond, like Diamond and above, that's basically only where his win rate is good. since his win rate's pretty high up there, he's probably pretty good. This would tone it back a bit. This would make him a little bit better, easier to play against, hopefully, without really reducing the core concept of Doomfist. This is going off the assumption that Doomfist is in need of nerfs. I personally don't think he is. Honestly, right now, his win rate at gold is 50%, and it goes up as you go up in rank, and it goes down as you go down in rank. And it's funny because I think a lot of, and this is not like throwing shots at anyone, I think a lot of gold and below players are the ones complaining about him because they make up a majority of the community and they are the most vocal. At your ranks, Doomfist doesn't have a positive win rate. It's 50% at gold and it just goes down from there. So if you think he's busted at those ranks, he's not. If he's balanced, if he needs to be balanced, it's for Master and above. Because at Grandmaster, his win rate's like 58%, which is stupid, stupid high. But anyway, tell me what you think about these changes I presented. I think they do a good job of making Doomfist more counterplayable without removing too much from his kit, although they may actually make him too weak. You know, think about it. Tell me what you think down below. I'll see you guys all later. Have a good one. Lone Hawk out.